Hey everybody. So by now I hope you've taken the time to watch the introductory video that I posted, just a little bit about me. I want to take a few minutes just to go over the course layout and explain to you kind of what I expect. Sometimes in classes I've taken, the instructor's not been really clear on what they want, and then they kind of get ill if you haven't met what they wanted. So I want to be really clear about what I expect of you and what I want you to do, and want you to understand you can always contact me if you have any questions whatsoever. Email me anytime. I get those on my phone. I do work, as you probably learned from my other video, I work until right now 4:30 every day, so I'm usually home by 5. I won't always answer them during work hours, but as soon as I get home I'll log on the computer for a few minutes. So you can email me. Another good way to do that is up here. If you've never used it, go into the Messenger for Moodle. Those pop up. See, I've got a little notification there where I can put starred ones in, but anytime y'all send me a message on here, it's just like it's almost like a social media type of thing. I guess that's what they're after, but it gives me a notification and I know that you try to get a hold of me. So email or that, or looked at the syllabus, my phone number's in there too. But I would definitely prefer an email or a message on here. Don't hesitate to call me. I'm just saying it's just as easy to get me through email or message on here. So the way I've got the course laid out is a week by week basis. We've got 8 weeks in the class, and you won't see everything when you log in that I'm going to go over here, but I've got it week 1. So the first week, since we start on a Wednesday, that's kind of odd. I like to have assignments due on Saturday. That gives me Sunday and maybe on into Monday and Tuesday to look over your work and to do some grading. I try not to do a whole lot of work on Sundays, but having them due at the end of the day on Saturday gives you a good day off, and it gives me some time to do what I need to do. So assignments will open. Class starts on May the 24th. Today is the 22nd that I'm recording this. So, generally this would be due on the 27th. Since this is the first week and that's only a few days and things don't always work out as well as we hope they do, I'm going to extend that into the end of the second week. So all of week 1 assignments will be due on Saturday the 3rd. But also week 2 will be due on Saturday, June the 3rd. So just so you know, you can procrastinate a little bit, but please, as I've written and sent in the forum, don't procrastinate. The trick to doing any online class is just staying ahead of it and getting your stuff done. If you do your work, we will not have problems. Please, please, please don't fall behind. And if you're having issues, let me know. I'll do everything I can to help you or direct you to the right person. So, the introduction, there'll be discussion forums, should be one every week. I have not laid all those out. I have taught this class before. I actually taught this class for 14 years at a different community college. I change it a little bit every time, but I do want your input and I want you to collaborate a little bit. So I'll pick a topic and everybody will chime in on it. On that note, let's bring the syllabus over here. I'm not going to go over all the syllabus. I expect you're adults, download it, read through it. It's not 15 pages. It's pretty cut and dry. Right here is how your grades come in. So if you're not doing discussion forums, and trust me when I tell you, I'm not expecting you to write me a 2-page essay in a discussion forum. I'm wanting a few sentences. I'm wanting to know how you feel about what the topic is that we're discussing. It doesn't have to be anything real elaborate. Just communicate and chime in. That's really all I'm after. 25% for quizzes, 40% for your tests, and then your final exam is 20%. So when you go through the week's assignments, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling a little bit too fast here. There's your introduction forum. Here's the one I want you to watch on me, syllabus. Now the syllabus quiz is very important. You have to take that by the end of the day, May 29th. That is what the college deems as the census date. And not to give you too much information, but if we do not have a student counted as present by the census date, then we don't get credit through the state of North Carolina for you being in our course. So basically, if you're not entered into the class by that census date, you're not in the class. So it is imperative that you take that very short, very brief quiz. I'll click on it because I like some of the questions in here. Let me pick one that I really like here. There's your required text. If as a student I encounter problems with my textbook, internet, or other problems, it's my responsibility. I hope you all would know that to be true. There is one in here on late work. While I can work on the weekly work at my leisure, all assignments are due on Saturday by 11:55 with the exception of the last week, and no extensions will be provided. Everybody, hope that's true, right? There's what we just went over. My instructor accepts late work. No, I do not accept late work. If you're watching this video, I want you to know that if you have something happen in your life, there's an emergency, something's went on, I'm not a terrible person. I will work with you. But I expect you to tell me these things before the end of the day on a Saturday. You know, if it's a Wednesday or Thursday, something's come up, you don't even have to tell me what it is. I'll work with you, but you've got to stay ahead of that. That's all on you. That's not on me. Again, don't send me an email at 10:30 on a Saturday night and tell me your internet's down. Well, I'm sorry, you know, it sucks to be you, but you shouldn't have waited till 10:30 on a Saturday to do your work. But I promise you, if you work with me, I'll work with you. But as a general rule, I will not accept any late assignments. They're laid out in a week-to-week basis, and everything is due on the Saturday after it opens. So anyway, the syllabus, there's a syllabus quiz we just clicked on. This is the video that I'm currently recording. This is from last year, so that's why it still shows up there. Here's where you should be able to access your Cengage. So I hope you're watching this on the first day of this class. Make sure you can get into the book. The PowerPoints here have some pretty good information, but a lot of the material that's in the quizzes comes from the text more than it does the PowerPoints. On that note, if I see that people are struggling, if we need to go over things, we can do a virtual meeting once a week. I'll do anything I can. Like I said, I've taught this class a lot. The majority of students roll right along with it. It's out of all the classes, you're automotive folks, so I've taught every class in automotive. So this isn't like advanced electronics or automatic transmissions. I mean, some of the things you get into are pretty intense and difficult. This, I hope you get a lot out of the class and I hope you learn from it, but as far as just sheer toughness, I don't think you'll find the material to be exceptionally difficult. Just do the stuff. I'll throw a few videos in here and there. There's a little webinar. It's not real long. It's got some good information in it. And then you can see, you know, week 2, we're going to roll. There's chapter 4. Read that in your book. No, I know that you're not going to read every word of a chapter, but skim through it. Get the sheer essence of the chapters and go through the PowerPoints. Take the quizzes. Let me know if you've got questions, something you want to elaborate on a little bit more. I'll be glad to. Weeks 3 and 4, we start getting into some Excel stuff. These assignments, this goes along with a free, I'm sorry, that's the one where we upload it. There's your assignment. Here's your upload link. Moodle just wasn't acting right there. Excel assignment 1. So this is GFC Mobile. And you can go much further with this than we'll go in this class if you want to, but one of the main things about being in a management position, which I am in now, I'm a supervisor, so I do a lot of reports and I do a lot of payroll. Most of that is through Microsoft Excel. There are other avenues, but if you understand Excel, you will understand other programs such as Minitab. Some of you have heard of Minitab when you get more into analytics and statistics and more advanced things, but I'm pretty good with Excel. I consider myself to be really good with Excel, and I probably still don't know 10% of what Microsoft Excel will do, if even that. So these are kind of self-paced. There you can see the lessons. And I'll scroll quickly here because you can look at this on your own, but when you get on towards the end of this online tutorial, you get into pivot tables, what if analysis, pivot charts and tables. Really pretty advanced stuff. I mean, to be a free online resource, it's excellent. So you'll go through these. We'll spend some time on this throughout the semester. and then I give you an upload link. So I expect you to do, go back up here, lessons 1 through 4, and upload your work. Use this link to upload your assignments. Basically what I'll ask of you is, most of them will have a file. Some of them you'll have to take a snapshot of to show that you've completed the work, but most of them you'll download a file, you'll make some changes to the file, and then you'll upload that work. So here we have combined lessons into one Excel sheet and upload. That's what that assignment asks you to do. And I know I'm going through this a little bit too quickly, but if you go through that GFC mobile in order, it will make sense. If it doesn't make sense, by all means, let me know. But done this for years and haven't had a lot of problems with it. I have zero problems answering any questions you have. Just to be clear, please communicate with me if you need help. Week 4 we get into a little bit more Excel stuff. Week 5 is your first test, and that's going to be pretty heavy on the Excel stuff that we've went through. So make sure by week 4, we're midway through the semester, make sure you've got a pretty good understanding of it, or you won't be able to do test 1, or you won't be able to do a good job with it. We go through the next chapters, and you'll notice, I don't mean to make you seasick with my scrolling here, but I picked the pivotal chapters out of this text. I didn't go through every chapter. Intro for chapter 1, that's kind of an intro to management principles. Then we do 4, 5, and 6. Then we do 10. So I didn't do these in order, but I did cherry pick the ones that I want to cover and talk about. So we're into week 7 and 8, the last 2 weeks. Well, week 7 opens on July 3rd. A lot of people take vacation the week of the 4th. I'm not going to stop you from taking vacation on July the 4th. So what I've decided to do is just open up the last 2 weeks of the semester. So you have until July the 19th to do the rest of the work. And again, it's all laid out in the same form. This looks intimidating, but remember, this is 2 weeks. So if you're not going anywhere for the week of the 4th and you want to go ahead and do this, you can finish your final exam before you ever leave for your vacation, maybe. So the last 2 weeks, you've got a lot more freedom. Generally, if you were in front of me, I'd ask you if you have any questions, but again, if you do, you can send me an email. I was going to see, we've got the same layout in your syllabus. There is one little disclaimer here that says it is subject to change. I may, add something, take something away. I may not always go back and reflect that in here, but I will do it on your Moodle page. So this is for schedule of activities. Just know that, yes, it is in your syllabus, but stick to your Moodle course. If there's any changes, I'll change it inside of Moodle. That's all I can think that I need to cover here. Again, if you got any questions, shoot me an email. Best of luck. Please communicate with me. I look forward to the semester. Thanks.